everybody, so I'm in the back of the van. I'm currently editing one of the other vlogs, and through my headphones I hear this voice that on this tour has become so recognisable to me, and that is the voice of Virginia Ash.
Virginia Ash, darling.
Darling, darling, call me Ginny.
You might not know Virginia Ash, but she was inspired by a pub we passed called the Virginia Ash, and you know, I'm not going to talk about her. I'm going to let Virginia Ash introduce herself.
Hello, sweetheart. Come, the camera loves me, darling. And the camera loved all my 4 husbands, most of whom died in extremely mysterious circumstances. Nothing to do with me, of course. I smoke a very, very long cigarette.
Licorice paper.
With licorice paper, yes, because I'm classy, darling. And all I drink is a straight vodka with maybe a little bit of lime. I'm very classy.
Virginia, where would we find you if we were looking for you?
Usually propping a bar, darling. Or a gala, or an opening night. They always want me there, you see.
Wearing something black, but dripping with diamonds. Diamonds.
Here's the thing, guys. If I don't, like, you know, stop, this will just keep going on and on. How long ago did you invent Virginia Ash?
Oh, about 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. Her character develops.
But her character is timeless, darling.
There you are, everyone. You've now met Virginia Ash.
I taught Norma Desmond everything she knows, dear.
Hi, Nikki.
Hi.
What's that you've got there?
Well,
A couple of weeks ago, when we were up in Scotland, I want to say we went to, was it Aberdeen McDonald's?
Yes,
we went
yes.
to? And you have to pay for your bag up there, and I needed a bag because we got to walk back to the thing with it, and I got, you know, various bits and pieces. And so I was like, well, one, you know, I paid for it, and 2, got to think about the environment. So this has been my shopping bag for the last 2 weeks. And my particular favourite was when I brought some carrots from home, which I'd pulled out of the garden. And so the McDonald's bag was full of the healthiest food you can imagine. But I just love the looks on people's faces I get when I walk into, we're just about to go into an Asda now, and I walk in and I put down my bag to put it in, and you can see them not wanting to say anything, but also thinking, what? There we go. See, folks, makes an excellent shopping bag. Reuse, recycle, don't waste. When we arrived here, we opened the back of the Kangoo and Dave's bag fell out and his plate smashed. Now, Dave's water bottle's already been broken on this tour, so I've bought him a temporary replacement plate. I say temporary because I'm not 100% sure whether it's Dave's style or not, but this was the best I could do on short notice.
If he doesn't want it, I'll have it.
But I'm not going to say anything, I'm just going to slip it into his bag and then see what he says when he finds it. Hi everyone, we've arrived at Merlin Theatre. We're performing in at Lamp Theatre outside here. It is raining. Damp getting done. Wet sound check done. Stage looking pretty. We had a bit of a problem in the getting this bit of stage just by Chris. Just wasn't levelling, we couldn't work it out. Chris, how'd you fix it?
I hit it with a hammer.
We have a dressing room today with woo lights around the mirrors. There they are. Yeah, so we're just chilling pre-show, getting my hair done.
Woo!
Hey!
I landed in my pocket! Oh.
I felt like that went in and it didn't.
They tweet about us, we get a Malteser, you throw it on the floor.
It's going in and rolling back out again.
Somebody throw me a Malteser.
This is borderline painful. High or into?
High, please. High.
Oh, what?
Not that high. It's okay, it's still good, it's not on the floor.
Oh, I managed to catch that one, I did.
So we choose Maltesers because at the end of the show, if you haven't seen the show, we explain that for every like and share we get, we're allowed to take one Malteser out of the big box. So each one of those Maltesers you just saw being thrown around the room was a like or a share. Honest.
Mine was really tasty.
Here we see Rachel in action braiding. Only hang on, wait a minute. I'm behind the camera. So whose hair is she braiding?
Well, unless you've grown a beard, Nikki, it's me.
Replicating the Miranda look
It's
from
Miranda
Illyria
from the
Theatre
Tempest.
2019 Tempest.
Miranda Antonia.
I think I'm going to look fit.
Yeah, you look so pretty.
That looks great.
I mean, I love it.
This looks so good.
Where's my yellow clip? Oh, that's 100% Margaret.
Rachel, you are normally the braider. You are now the braidee. How's it feel?
It feels very relaxing, actually.
It's good. The weather vane, prop used for about this long in the show for a very, very funny gag, in need of some repair.
The weather vane? More like the weather bane of my life.
Oh, poor thing. It's so delicate. It's got its own box and it lives surrounded by bubble wrap. But the rigours of the tour just have been a bit too much for it lately. Fixed.
A vane blown with all winds.
Hey everyone, we're in the show now. Rachel and I are backstage. Today, the challenge is not to trip over this, because you can belt it off stage up into the tent. And we don't normally have this step.
So I stood like a man at the mark with the whole army
To see
shooting.
who would likely be the first person to fall and trip over it. But company manager Dave said that wasn't a good idea, because he didn't want to encourage falling.
She speaks poniards.
There's a character I don't think you've met yet. Hang on a moment, guys.
The poison that lies in you.
Where's Wally?
Emperor.
I'm here already, sir. This is Wally the gardener, who brings on, he is Welsh, and he brings on the watering can, which is strangely important. So show went really well, the rain held off until the end, but that meant that we did a wet out. Yay! However, what was cool was a guy came up to us afterwards and was like, oh hi, my name's Daryl. I used to be an Illyrian and I was in Much Ado the very first time Illyria did it in 1996. So that was kind of cool. And he approved of the show, so that's good.
And he played Don Pedro. So no pressure at all?
So anyway, but yeah, we're all done now. We're packed down, so we just need to change our boots, and then it's like just under a 2-hour drive, I think, to our accommodation tonight. Good afternoon, everybody. We have just arrived at, I want to say it's called Key Mill, in Cambridgeshire. I rehearsed around here many years ago when I did Treasure Island, and I was convinced it was Quay. It's spelled Q-U-Y, but apparently it's Key, so there's me pronouncing that for years wrong. We've just arrived, and I don't know if you can hear, it is so windy. It's going to be a really big vocal push today. Rain is fine, I can deal with rain, but wind is my nemesis. It's a long drive to get here, around about 2 hours. I'm a bit tired, but we are here early, which is nice, so we hopefully don't need to rush quite so much. We're going to set up just there. I've not done this venue before. Rachel and David have. They did it with Wind in the Willows last year. Oh, it's windy. I don't like the wind. Unless I'm on holiday, stood on the edge of a cliff, in which case I love it. But for putting up a set, no. No, 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 no. Tent Olympics in the wind. Good luck. Whoa! That actually is not too bad though.
I mean, I've just been assaulted by a bakery.
I think, all things considered, I think that went rather well.
That could have been worse. Potentially could have ended up over there.
I am currently hanging onto the tent to make sure it doesn't blow away, while Dave over there he is, pegs it down. It is, yeah. Don't know if you can see from the way the tent is billowing, but I don't want to let it go, because yeah, it'll go flying.
Ow.
Oh,
God, you okay?
Yeah. Tent sides, put up. Normally a one-person job. Today with the wind it took 3. So it's so windy today, we've had to make some slight alterations. The Velcro that holds the side curtains in place was coming off, so I was screwing that back on. And then Chris Wills came with a genius idea of screwing the actual curtains into place so they won't get blown off, because they just weren't staying. Very windy getting done. Now time for very windy sound check.
For I have many ill qualities.
I don't think sound check is going well if you look at the company manager who currently has his head in his hand. Yeah, first attempt, Dave couldn't hear a thing.
That's right. You know your answer.
So the verdict is, normally, obviously, the audience sit where they want to sit because it's open air, but we're gonna have to be really careful to make sure that they sit close enough that they can get full enjoyment of the show, because the wind is just blowing our voices away and we've got trees around us, so they make a huge rustling sound. Yeah, it's gonna be a tricky one. Today's setup is a little bit more cabaret than we normally do. So there are tables and chairs that are already here that the audience members are going to use, and a space for those that wish to bring their own. This does, however, make it slightly easier in making sure we can get the audience where we want them so they can hear us. This is a Foxfield Standard editing vlog. Eating a lump of cheese. Can't go wrong, folks. Goat's cheese. Obvs, because can't have cow's milk. But still.
We've got a song for you.
Have you?
Yeah, I'll sing this. It goes, baby, you light up my world like nobody else. The way that you flick your hair gets me overwhelmed. The way you smile at the ground, it ain't hard to tell. You don't know, you don't know you're beautiful, that's what makes you beautiful.
Aww. Crying?
I'm crying because
He's crying.
I'm just so talented.
I was just about to come round and ask, since everyone seemed a bit delirious, how are we doing today?
Yeah.
Yeah. Chris is crying.
Delirious.
So Salacious, how are you doing?
I have no memory of this play.
I think this is filmed on my phone, in case you can't tell, because I've got no space left on my camera. But it's nearly showtime and everyone is slightly delirious today. I think that's probably an effect of the wind. The wind has dropped quite a bit, so we're not having to be quite so loud. It's a much more normal level. It's still windy, you can see from the way the curtains are billowing. But yeah, this is good. This is good. If it stays like this.
There were no living here.
Mid Act 1 update. The wind may have dropped slightly, but it started raining. Yeah, it started raining. Wally's there. You okay, Rachel? No. You know how like the weather really affects children and animals? I feel like it's having this effect on all of the cast at the moment, because we're all a little bit hyper.
I don't know what's happening. Sorry, who are you?
Who are you? Who's he?
Mother? Is that you?
The soot makeup was particularly effective today. I put this on under a bin when I can't see anything, so I'm quite happy with that today. End of show update. We briefly flirted with some rain, but otherwise wind dropped. It was good. It was nice. You can tell now looking around, it's so much stiller than it was earlier. What a relief.